This initiative is totally personal initiative. I've noticed that the atmosphere in Tunisia was going through very difficult times, and the situation is getting worse and worse. The relationship between the political actors being weakened and at times troubled. So I've tried, Mr. President, I took the opportunity to the meeting with Mr. President and told him that why not meet the others and try to heal this rift between the political actors, and he agreed. So I've asked an audience with Mr. Ghannouchi, the Speaker of the Parliament, and he also agreed, and fortunately they succeeded in meeting yesterday, and I hope that this meeting will push and put our country in the way of reconciliation and national dialogue. I don't have details, but I think they agreed together to launch the national dialogue and to sit around the table and start debating the crucial questions, political, constitutional, and economic, socio-economic questions that Tunisia needs to get the answer about. So I think this meeting is a step forward for the starting of this political national dialogue. That's what I don't have details of what happened during this meeting. Mr. President have said the media that he wanted the constitutional questions and the electoral code to be part of the national dialogue, and I think now all political parties and agree on this. I don't think that there is any inconvenience about these questions being included in the national, but I think the national dialogue will mainly concentrate on the political situation and the nature of the government, the next government or this government, if they agreed on reshuffling it and keeping it, and especially the economic questions. Our country goes through one of its most difficult periods in its history with regard to the economic situation. So I think Mr. President didn't give me any message to give to Mr. Ghannouchi, but he was ready to meet, and they've met. I took this only message that the president is ready to meet and happy to invite Mr. Ghannouchi to agree together on the next steps. I don't know what happened next. This is one of the questions to be debated in the around the table. There's no taboos about in this national dialogue. All the questions must be debated and agreed on, so we can go forward. So maybe they will agree that this government will be reshuffled and stay, the prime minister stays. Maybe they will agree on electing a new government. The UGTT is one of the most important organizations in the country, and it has this tradition of leading the national dialogue in more difficult times. In 2013, they succeeded and they got the Nobel Prize for this in reconciliating the main parties then, Zitoun and Ennahda. I think my initiative is not in contradiction with the GTT initiative, but is under the roof of the GTT initiative, and I respect this organization, and I would never intervene in against it. And my father was part of this of the union, and we have very strong ties as a family and as a person with this organization. So I respect this organization, and I think the GTT initiative is crucial for the success of our democratic transition and the Tunisian experience. At the end, I've put on my page what Mr. Tahri said, because he is representing the organization, and I respect what they the way they've seen my meeting with Mr. Taboubi, and I think these details are not very important now for me. Important for me is that we minimize the we minimize the troubles and this rift between the parties and push them to the table. The table is organized by the UGTT, not GTT is organizing the national dialogues. So I'm not very very interested in the details. What Mr. Tahri said is what happened at the end. Yeah, I'm very ready to meet Mr. Prime Minister, and as soon as he invites me, I'll go and meet him and put him into the situation there. I think the problem is with the new constitution, the Second Republic constitution within the political system. There's a lot of lot of missing details into this. For example, there is no mention of the ministerial reshuffle. There is no mention of the by elections. So we need a more detailed political system and more organized and more coherent political system. We have very don't know we are in presidential system or in parliamentary system, and It's something very loose. No, myself, I'm calling for the reforming of this part of the constitution, because there is other part that's very progressive and very good parts in the constitution concerning the rights, human rights, and the freedom of conscience, and so we need only to reform this part of the constitution. I'm a politician, and I'm a Republican reservist. So I'm ready to serve my country wherever they choose me. And nobody mentioned this, me as next Prime Minister, but I'm ready to serve my country. I've gone through 3 prisons in my life. The real prison in the 80s, and the very long exile for 20 years, and the longest prison was the prison of ideology. I feel that I'm now liberated from this last prison, and I'm completely free. I'm Muslim, but I'm no longer an Islamist.